Hello YouTube, this is Jared of Fierce Squad Productions, and I'm doing a video, well, a review. I can't really do a video review because my camera's being retarded today, on Battlefield 3. So, in my opinion, Battlefield 3 is one of the best shooters there are. It's currently, graphically wise, it's it's honestly the best there is currently from what I've seen. There might be Crysis out there. For Crysis 3, that might be a little bit better. But besides that, the graphics, in my opinion, are the best there are. But the game is basically, if you like COD, you're going to like this. It has, since a lot of players on it, they have adapted over the years with the COD combat style, they've adapted it into a more Battlefield style. You don't run as slow, so it's a little faster paced in close quarters combat. Plus, with more weapons and all that you can probably think of out of a Call of Duty game, there's a whole bunch of them that you probably haven't even heard of. So, this could be a good thing. Now, if you're wondering why I'm referencing it to Call of Duty, it's because everybody references it to Call of Duty. So if everybody references it to Call of Duty, I might as well too, since it's a little bit easier because just about everybody knows about Call of Duty. I honestly do not like Call of Duty, so right there. But the game features many vehicles on both Russian forces and American forces and all that. With their each team has their equal attachments that you can unlock as you get scores for them. Which, in my opinion, it's very, vehicles make the game very, very, interesting. Now, I'm sorry if I'm stuttering and all that. I've been doing a lot of things today, so I can't really think well. So, right there. Now, the combat itself, since you run a lot faster and you don't have limited sprint, you generally have faster paced combat. No weapon slows you down in here, which is a little unrealistic, but it's a little worth it. Because the maps are huge. Picture like in real life, it's just really hard to explain. It's a really big map, okay? If you play Call of Duty, picture Call of Duty's largest map in history times 10. And that's like the equivalent to their smallest map. So, right there, that proves that vehicles are somewhat needed. Now, the game doesn't require vehicles in every game type. There are Rush, which in my opinion, I like to go on foot or in smaller vehicles. Yet in Conquest, I'm always in a vehicle. I might do a little bit of foot-based combat on infantry, but it won't work that well sometimes. Because if you're running, maybe like half a kilometer from one end of the map to another, you're not going to do that well. You honestly will spend half your time running. So, this game in general, the campaign itself, really great game. Campaign just like every other campaign, they just put it in there so that way it has a little bit of ties to the multiplayer. In my opinion, the campaign actually has somewhat of an interesting storyline and all that. It's more of a possibility of, World War III starting up, like, most other games, but still. And with this, it can prove a lot of things, right there. The possibility of nukes in New York, Paris, and all that. It's not easy to get there and all that, because there's a lot of problems with the story, I have to admit. Like, there's a lot of holes in it that are sometimes hard to fill, but besides that, every standard storyline, I would honestly give it, like, 7 out of 10. It's an okay, not the greatest I've played, but pretty good. Now, multiplayer-wise, I would rate it, like, maybe a 9.5 out of 10, because I've played it for a while. It sometimes does get a little boring and all that, but the catch is, if you have friends, you'll love the game, okay? So, if you have a lot of friends and you like playing with this, you're going to have a lot of fun. 12 versus 12 players on consoles and 32 versus 32 on PC. You can have a ton of friends playing with you. You guys could literally do an entire clan-based thing. You could have, like, a whole clan versus another clan instead of having to pick, like, their 5 best versus their 5 best. You name it, you can do it in the game. I have seen people that have launched an entire, army of EOD bots with C4 to the enemy's base and killed them. If you name it, you can do it. Goodbye, YouTube. Like I said, this is Jared of Fierce Squad Productions, and I recommend getting this game if you do not own it. And if you do, get Premium Edition, $70, and you get basically everything everybody else has.